What's happening, everybody? Okay, I know my screen looks like a mess, but I promise this will give you great insight into where the S&P 500 and the overall stock market is going. In the previous video, I did all these horizontal lines, and those are the Fibonacci extensions from the great financial crisis. And in that video, you can see, like, for instance, this 261 line correlated with, the final run right before COVID. Then after COVID, the big 2021 push-up was to this Fibonacci line. It kind of went over, turned over. And in the previous video, I explained that the next leg up is this 618% line. And I think we're heading there pretty fast. Pretty fast. This is a monthly chart. Anyways, let me just dive right into it. So I added some new stuff. All right, we're using Fibonacci fans. And later we're doing a time series. So this is at the bottom of the tech bubble. And I drew it to the top of the right before the financial crisis. And I want you to take a look at the bottom Fibonacci trend line fan. Yes, okay, so once we confirmed over it, it was kind of off to the races until we hit this Fibonacci extension line. It retraced back, found support at this Fibonacci line, and that Fibonacci line was used again at the crash of COVID. So I believe, in my belief, that was the end of this cycle. We're in a new cycle, and I mean, if you just look at the chart, like, it doesn't even look anything like the previous. It looks like we're on a new level. Am I right? So I drew some new fans from the bottom of the COVID crash to the very top of 2021 when Dogecoin was running wild. Okay? And those are the golden fans. And then I also drew a Fibonacci time series starting at the very bottom of the crash. One thing you'll notice is this time extension right here, this vertical Fibonacci time series extension, predicted the top of the market. Look at that, the very top of the 2021. It's very interesting. You'll see this bottom Fibonacci line. I'm going to zoom into current day here. Hold on, Okay, so this bottom Fibonacci line right here acted as support for the bottom of this wave. Ukraine war hits, rate hikes, inflation, right? And it found support, and that became a trend line support. And for a year, it was trying to get above that next line. Actually, for years, it came back to test it again in November of last year. And then very recently, it finally it confirmed over, confirmed under, confirmed over, and then this month is looking very strong. It looks like this is the new support line, in my opinion. And now it's going to try to get to this top line. And that top line coincides with the next Fibonacci sequence, time series, this vertical line. And it also coincides with the 618% level, right around 620, and it looks like October, right before the elections. This, I think this is the next top. And I think it's coming sooner than people realize. And if we were to hit this by October, like I predict, I would be looking to take some profits. I would be taking some money off the table right here and waiting to see if the momentum keeps going. But man, I'd be really surprised if the momentum kept going and just kept pushing through and kept pushing through and kept pushing through. I mean, we've already seen just doosh, like big moves. Now, they do say that the second wave is the larger wave. So it could be that we just absolutely moonshot. We hit, this 770 level. Like, that would be absolutely nuts. And I don't think that's going to happen. I think we're going to hit this right here. We're going to retrace back, potentially all the way down to this bottom line. If we're lucky, maybe it'll just hit this line and it'll hug this line. And 770, I'm looking for at least 770 by 2027, the end of 2027. But I actually think this is more likely. Look, so the time series and the fan and this Fibonacci number are right here. But I also drew these red Fibonacci's based on the most recent cycle. And the most recent cycle is telling me here. So I think this is the top of the cycle right here. Like, this is big money, right? But that is years in the future. Like, we'll have a new president almost, you know, we'll be voting for him or something by then. I don't know if my math is right there, but yeah, this is what I'm seeing. This bottom trend line, we're no longer sitting on it. We've broken through. This is the new support line, in my opinion. And I think we're going to be pushing to try to get to this line right here. And you guys, we're going vertical. I think we could hit this. This is my strike zone right here. This is where I'm no longer, you know, I'm not buying stocks during this period of time. And I'm thinking about reducing my positions. From here, yeah, I think we come down, and usually we hit, you know, close to here. I'm calling this the crash zone. I have a feeling we may revisit this next year sometime. And, you know, me personally, like, I contribute to my Roth IRA. I'm going to be holding, you know, for the first quarter. I probably won't be a buyer unless we're just like absolutely flying, like, and I'm wrong. But if we're showing weakness, if we're kind of chopping and it comes down and over this line, I'm waiting to see, you know. And, you know, if a year passes and I don't invest, but it's not really confidently over this line, then I didn't lose any money, you know. I wouldn't have gained anything by putting the money in. So that's what I'm looking for. Maybe you find that interesting. If you did, if you have questions, leave them down below. Hit subscribe, like, share with your friends, blah, blah, blah. Do all the things. And I'll see you on the next video.